This episode is sponsored by Zenro Clothing Co. Pick up your tees and or accessories at zenroclothingco.com and be sure to use offer code SOCRATES at checkout for 20% off select items. Also, if you're not into spending the money, just check out the Zenro radio playlist. zenroclothingco.com, music for your everyday. This episode also sponsored by The Portian Bakery. If you're located in the Portian area of Scarborough, Toronto, be sure to check out The Portian Bakery, say what's up to Arville, and pick up a donut or two. Baked daily, crafted with love. This episode also sponsored by Podbean. Podbean is the podcasting platform of choice. It's the one that me and Vish use, and is great. You know, if you're looking to start that DIY podcast yourself, definitely check out Podbean. Use the link podbean.com/SocraticGamers and gain 1 month of unlimited podcasting for free. Test it out, build that content. Anyone could podcast, right, Vish?
Yep.
Start a podcast and get your ideas out there. All right, enjoy the episode. All right, so I don't know if this is gonna be short, but like we'll have to pause midway through. Do you know what's so crazy about dogs? Sometimes if they can't take a poo solidly, their like anal glands get like swollen, and then you have to really pop the anal gland. This is the second time it's happened to a thing. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. It's like it's weird how like the body works, right? So like if they have like normal bowel movements, like if it's like a solid poo, it'll like pop on its own. But if they haven't had like solid poos, then like it has a tendency to like not pop, and then that like builds up, and then you have to like manually with your finger pop it.
Okay.
That's crazy, right? So like the first time this happened, like we're like, dude, what's going on? But then it turns out it's quite common. It's like very normal. But you just don't want it to fester too long. Hence why I have to go to the vet and like try and get this thing drained. But she was like up until 5 a.m. just like trying to put a cone on her. And I'm so tired because like I didn't sleep like all night. And then like at 5 a.m. she like tuckered herself out. And then she like slept. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. And then, but I had to wake up at like 6:45. So if I like mess up on saying something, I'm like, oh, it's because I'm tired. Yo, I'm so tired. I don't know. People with kids do it, bro. That's insane. Like this is just one night. I'm like, what are we doing out here, bro? Anyways, you want to jump into the movie thing first? Usually you save it to the end, but like,
Sure.
We'll just talk about it. I have something pretty interesting too. But it's like not super deep. Yeah, let's just jump into the movie.
Yeah.
Dude, what was the movie? One Battle After Another. I didn't even know the name, bro. I was like, when I was like trying to pick out the movie, I was like, what is Leonardo DiCaprio movie? I'm like, who calls it One Battle After Another? It's so
Sure.
random. It made sense in the context of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, what would you think?
It was really good. It's perfect for the times.
Yo, for real though, eh? Like he made that Don't Look Up movie.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And I was
yeah.
like, oh, that's like a perfectly timed movie as well. But like this one's perfect too. It's probably the best movie I've seen in a really long time. Probably one of his best movies. Would you agree, or you're like, nah, I've seen like better ones?
It's up there. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah. I think it's just it's
Wait, can you check the levels, or maybe it's just me? Like,
the
Just say
levels are
something.
fine. It's fine.
all right, cool. All right, yeah, you're saying?
No, I think it fits exactly to the time with what's going on.
Yeah, right. Like the immigration thing.
Yeah.
The secret societies, bro. I was like, yo, this is so real right now. But you never think about that. It's like like we all have it's sort of like what we talked about during the last podcast, like the people that want to leave society, but then you don't think about like what society holds, you know, because he was like a rebel. With spoiler alert, it's gonna be like mad spoilers in this one, but like he was like a rebel, and then he thought he got that girl pregnant, and then he was like becoming a dad, and you're like, oh yeah, there's like so much like normalcy that gets brought into your life by having kids. You know what I mean? Like you kind of like wake up in that moment,
Yeah.
which is like interesting. Or is that just like what people? Because like you see the way the girl took it, right? And she was like, still wanted her revolution. You know, and she's like a kid.
Yeah.
So kind of like you could just take it two ways, you know?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, but someone has to be there because there's still a baby involved, right? Who's gonna take
Yeah.
care of it? So, the other thing like I found interesting was Leo's character never. The point was he would never get that hero moment.
Oh, what? Oh, dude, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah. Well, I was watching interviews for that one, so it's like he gets there close. He's trying to, like all the moments that he's trying to get there, trying to be the hero, save his kid. But the lesson was that it's now moved on to the kid. The kid is going on with your story of
Oh,
revolution and things like that.
wow. That's interesting.
So he never ends up
True.
being. He never gets that point of saving the kid. The kid saves herself, right?
True, 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 true. Even at the very end.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty deep. Hmm. Okay. Let's go through the layers, I guess. Like, because you brought it up, like the kid saving herself. Um, yeah. What did you like? Imagine being in that kid's shoes. Like, how do you tell? Like, how would you take that? You know what I mean? Like, if your parent was actually like a part of this rebellion, and then you don't really know why, and then when you find out, you know,
Hmm.
it's like do you just like blow up? I would think that's pretty cool, but that's just me, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I mean, it seemed like she didn't believe her dad or Leo, right? That
Yeah.
the world is this crazy or something like that. Like until that happened, until that
Yeah, like yeah.
password thing or whatever, right, happened in the washroom. So
That's true what you said about like the world isn't that crazy. It's so interesting because it's like you do have this naivety about you when you're a kid, and then like it just goes away after. Dude, all right, I'm just gonna bring up the thing that I was saving because I'm like this is actually perfectly timed with the exact thing that I was gonna bring up later. I didn't know we were gonna like analyze the movie from like the kid's perspective, but
right.
like you bring up a really interesting point. So, a lot of the times, like when you're a kid, you don't like think it's as crazy as it is
Hmm.
until you start seeing it, And it's almost like you don't people who just don't look into things, and then when you start looking into things, you're like, dude, what is this, right?
Hmm.
Like, I think this whole disclosure movement with like UFOs and like all that stuff is like, it's been there the whole time.
Hmm.
Like they've
Right.
been doing this like 93, and I think it was 93 or 97 when they started, one of those. And like with that, it's like the world is crazy, but it takes you looking into it and catching up in order to see it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it's like, do you want to be in that mess? You know?
Right.
Because like her life is became super messy.
Hmm.
But she could just been like, "Oh, my dad's crazy, whatever," and then like just been so blind to it all, and then like become abducted, and like you know what I mean, like denial. She could have taken like the denial approach, but like it was so in her face, and then she kind of just had to like accept that this is what had been going on the whole time, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like what path are you gonna take? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like I don't know. There's something about this movie where it's like you didn't give up, but it's like you kind of like Leo's character became so complacent.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like there's a point where you just become complacent.
I think that that's why it was more like when they were young, they were more active and doing all these things, and as you got older, you got tired because it's just like how much
Yeah.
more can you keep doing that, right?
Okay. Yes. 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 Okay. So all right. So I went to Thermea on Friday, right? So it's like a sweat lodge thing,
Hmm.
and like you do like hot and cold plunges. Not cold plunges, but like you do like a sauna for like a really long time. But I really like the heat because it brings me into like rapid meditation, meaning that like you don't think about anything. Your thoughts are just like because it's so hot. You're like you either panic and you leave the room, or like you sit through it and then your thoughts just go away because it's like all you can think about is like the sensation of the heat.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like um, with that, we were doing these different rounds of like heat rituals, and then by the second one I was able to hit my deepest level of meditation that I've ever hit. And it's like which is so interesting. I've only had it once, and then I've always been chasing that dragon, and then it hit me on Friday, And I was like, oh, this is it, which is like, it feels like summer. I think I've told you this before, but like my highest level of meditation feels like summer.
Well, maybe you
Like us
did.
playing
Yeah.
outside.
Oh
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
feels
Right,
like
right,
us
right.
playing outside, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah.
And I was like, and then I was like, because there's like downtime in between each session. So you do like the hot plunge, the cold plunge, and then you're just like chilling out until like the next session. So I was like thinking about like, why does it keep bringing me back to summer? Like, why is that the most salient? Like, why is that my like epitome of meditation? And then I realized it's because in those moments of summer, we didn't have anything to think about, like no worries except for what did you want to do that day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Remember, it's like okay, we're just outside. Our food is covered. There's no homework. You know, your shelter's there. You just go inside anytime you want. But like you're with your friends, and you're just like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
You know, but that is life.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Tara helped me figure this out because I was like explaining to her, and she's like, "Oh, that's life, though." And I'm like, "Oh, dude, that is life." Like we just forget that we have that exact same thing. Like in
Mm-hmm.
any
Right.
moment,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah.
the freedom to do like literally whatever we want. But nobody ever asks like, "What do you want to do?"
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just get ushered from like one thing to the next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. Right.
And it reminds me of like the Leonardo DiCaprio character because it's like you had that like that spark in you.
Mm-hmm.
Like we need to fix this problem, and then like it just went away, and you're like, dude, what happened?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And is that like our greatest gift?
Which?
Like choice.
Oh yeah, yeah. But people
But it's
don't
so,
really. It.
you know what I mean? No, no, it's so obvious. Like, yeah, choice is your greatest. Like, yeah, of course, it's such a trite statement. Choice
Mm-hmm.
is your greatest gift,
Mm-hmm.
or like your greatest superpower. But it's like, no, that's like, there's a reason why trite means like overused. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
like, it's trite because it's true, bro. But
Right.
nobody's listening to the trite statement. It's like, yeah, choice is your superpower. You're like, okay, so I'm gonna do this thing that I don't really want to do. It's like you have a choice, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, is that well, like why don't we tap into that?
It gets like clouded. I think people overvalue, not overvalue, but like think about other things that are more, that seem to be more important, or we fall into that kind of mentality and we forget about this freedom of choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but why are you weird when you like exercise it?
It could be parts of different things. Who knows? Jealousy or other things like that.
Triggering,
Trigger.
right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's what that's the revelation I came up to. It's like, oh, this is just triggering,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
triggering to like live life with some sort of choice.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, no, but we all, you can do it too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We saw like Tara went for this run, like this YMCA run, and then she's like, oh, um, she was with her sister, not with me. And then she was like, oh, this place is so awesome. I know that BJ would really like to see it, right? And then she's like, oh, she's gonna text him, and I bet you he's gonna say, let's go today. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
even tell me that, and my instant response is, let's go later today. And I'm like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because that's like I'm just like so like, why don't we just do it right now, bro? Like, why
Yeah.
are we gonna wait till like next week? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But all right, so it's crazy timing, like synchronicity, because like as I was the podcast they sent you, I thought it was about aliens because I was like vacuuming, and then I was like listening, I was like listening about aliens, and then like it turned out that he started to talk about like a war on choice. So
Or
like
okay.
yeah, so what he's saying right now with like the whole transhumanism thing, where it's like you're becoming like part robot,
Mm-hmm.
is you're not like we're being told like AI is good if we use it correctly, but we're not being told that we have a choice. And what he was saying is there's like this secret battle going on between like choice and like the ones who want to control you to make you believe you don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like your AI algorithms, everything's so negative, and it's like, dude, why does the world suck? But it's like, no, you can choose to see like positive things, or you can choose to be good. You know what I mean? Or it's like, oh, that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and you're like, no, it doesn't have to, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But like, it feels like there's a weird war going on. And then Stephen Greer was talking about this too, where he's like, they're like hampering your divine gift of
Mm-hmm.
choice. That's all it is. It's just like you can choose to be a good person, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's
Right.
like, but like, I don't know. This is just really hitting me like recently. It's just like, why? Even like one battle after another. I'm like, why is the world centered around this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like with the secret societies. That's real, bro. Like the thing, the Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that. Those are like skull and bones. Like
yeah.
that's a
Mm-hmm.
real thing. You
Mm-hmm.
know. And I think that people are waking up to it. That's why like the thing that happened in Nepal, the thing that's like happening in the UK. I think people are just like, dude, what are we doing? Do you think so, or do you think because people are like, oh, there's a consciousness shift? It's like, what does that even mean, bro? It's like, no, we're all waking up to the realization that the world we were sold on as kids is not the world we thought it was, and we have more power than we think we do.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's. I don't know how that was forgotten. I guess.
But
Right.
I think that like, but people are waking up to it though. That's what like the whole
I guess
like
so.
what was you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't. From. I mean, I just. Like from my perspective, I've always thought that like we would have the like we just don't. You remember what happened in the French Revolution? Like that was
I
straight
mean,
up.
yeah, you either learn from history or you're just like a fool, bro, because like this has happened before.
Yeah.
But it's weird too, because like you and I were like hard determinists up
Mm-hmm.
until so like if you're a determinist, you don't have choice because you're like, oh no, everything's already written, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And what? Well, he wasn't the only one actually. Jason Giorgiani, who I brought up last time too, was talking about like a secret war between good and evil. Tom DeLonge talked about that, like a secret war, like this whole alien thing is just like a secret war between good and evil, you know. And what like the guy on Joe Rogan's podcast, I forgot, he looks like Wolverine. He's like a he's got like a crazy, I don't know his name, but he was saying that like evil is clearly defined, which is just like because you think about like evil and it's like, oh, you're just doing bad things. It's like no, it's making you believe that you have no power, you know. And like all these spiritual texts talk about like divinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, when you really look into it, divinity is just choice. We're the only species on Earth that can think of the future and then manifest that future.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so like art is the most like perfect example of it. You visually think about it before you create it,
Sure.
and you
Right.
manifest that into your reality. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Or like, oh, I want to be here when I'm older, and then you take the steps to get there.
Yeah.
That's literally just manifestation, bro. It's like you're using your creative ability to get to that moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like we forget. We're told that we don't have that power.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like think about because like what he's saying is like with neuroplasticity, you know, your brain can't tell the difference between something that you imagine and something that's real.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a book, Science of Changing Your Mind, and like they have an exercise where you like you do this hand thing, like you touch your fingers back and forth, and if you practice in your mind and you do it again with your fingers, you're like, oh, I got faster. It's because your brain is still using the same neurons required to do that thing,
Right.
even though you're not physically doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what he was saying is like when you go into the future, your brain can't tell the difference between what's real and what's not. You can because you're imagining it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like your physiology doesn't know it's not real or not. So like the more you intentionally creatively think about something, the more you can bring that into existence because like you're you're like trying to merge that imagination with like reality.
Sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It's like oh, I want to be a jujitsu black belt one day, and then you just like okay, you imagine yourself there, you start practicing the moves in your mind, you go to class. It's like oh, okay, I'm jujitsu black belt. It's like
Mm-hmm.
well, how'd you get there? It's like you just did the things that you were supposed to do to get there.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to think of like the most basic examples that's like easy to understand,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
like it can be anything. You know,
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
graduate from law school or like you know,
Mm-hmm.
but like I don't know. It's just like a lot of sparks are like dead. I don't know. Well, this is a heavy podcast new because I'm so tired. I'm just like tripping, you know? Well, like,
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily dead. I mean, I don't know. Maybe for some people, but there's others that would. I think that they continue on with those or whatever they've imagined their life to be, right?
Yeah, yeah, but then it's like it's so triggering. It's like why? Wait, what if the whole world could do this? I mean, everyone can do this.
Mm-hmm.
But like, but it's like, what do you want though? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you don't have to, create art or be a jujitsu black belt. It's like, what do you want to do?
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah.
And then what happens if the whole world's on that level?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what kind of world will we have? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like think about this. Think about this. There are people out there through the Invention Secrecy Act. This is a real thing in the U.S. So they can like national security your invention. Like they'll
Right.
like
Yeah,
hide
yeah,
it
yeah.
or
Right,
something
right.
because your invention, right? And it's like, so if you create an energy system that is super clean and infinite, 0 point energy, right? And they like shelf it due to this like thing, the National Secrecy Act. It's like, bro, but that's a better future.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, why are we living this way?
Right.
And I don't know, like the one battle after another. It's like that. It's like maybe that's the meaning behind the movie. It's like just little battles every day.
Well, yeah, that's
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right.
but they were all trying to do something that was like so obviously wrong. Like, what's his name's character?
Sean
Benicio
Penn.
del Toro?
Oh, Benicio. Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
no,
We're
yeah.
talking about him.
So like, yeah, he was like rescuing all like the Mexican people,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, dude, that's like ice right now, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
It's so like timely,
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Right.
But it's like, aren't we all just human, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like what? Why should let him in? I don't know.
I mean, yes, we're all human. That's the thing that, but then that's the problem we have also with tribalism. So that's the problem where what we're also dealing with is our
Yeah.
old as programming.
Right. So it's like, can you move past the old programming?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this the final age where like, we move past that programming?
I mean,
Like,
I don't know if it's necessarily the final age, because it's like, when would you say, is it just because of today's time? Could you have said that many years before when, you know, there were times where people were connected. I mean, in trade and things like that, but it still keeps happening. It seems like.
okay. So this is like the totally. So this is the conspiracy that they're saying with the UFOs. Like, they think that we're in a control system that's like hampering us from like becoming to their level. So
Mm-hmm.
if the alien thing's real and like we are just created as like workers, you know, there's a theory out there like the Anunnaki, right? They needed like workers on Earth, so like they created us, but like they didn't want us to get to their level, because if we work together, we can get to their level in
Mm-hmm.
terms of like science, tech, all that stuff, right? So it's like every time you just get going, there's something that pulls the rug out of civilization.
Right. I think it just depends on different people's perspective. I feel like in the science community, it seems like it's, like you're working together. Like, why do we have a space station with all the different countries together? Right. That means that we understand working together is better for all of us.
Totally. Okay. For sure. I'm glad you brought up science. All right. You know the three-eye atlas thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So why are we still saying it's a mothership, bro? Like, it's so clear. So Stephen Greer was talking about it, and they asked him like three-eye atlas, right? What do you think it is? He's like, from the signs I'm looking at, it looks like a comet.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, why would an alien spaceship take forever? Like, why is it moving so slow? Because like other advanced civilizations have the ability to like warp into through gravity. You can like warp into this time, right? And then he was saying like I would take everything that side says with a grain of salt, right? And then Avi Loeb with like the Gaia, not Gaia, the Soul Foundation, which is with Gary Nolan. They dropped an episode at the same time as Dr. Stephen Greer yesterday, and I watched the first bit of Avi Loeb's one, and Avi's like, yeah, if it slows down, And I'm like, if it's obviously, bro, like he's like, if it slows down in the next little bit, I think we should all worry. And I'm like, yeah, but is it showing signs of slowing down? Like, why are you putting that into people's heads?
I think it's just one guy that's trying to get his attention out there, right? Because you see, most
Like
of science doesn't say that, or
one thousand
scientists.
percent, 1,000%. Then why is Bill Maher parroting the mothership thing? He's like, I don't know. This like Harvard scientist said that it could be a mothership. I'm like, what about all the other scientists that said it's not, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like you said, one scientist. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, when I see that, I'm like, okay, that's a bad actor, and that's a camp of people who are like trying to psyop Western civilization and thinking it's a mothership.
So does yeah okay yeah yeah
And you're just like, but that's the evil. That's like the power that's like pulling the carpet under us.
yeah yeah.
It's like it's so obvious now. Like, bro, why are you saying that? Like, all the scientists are saying, like, thanks to the internet, all the scientists are now just like, bro, no, what are you saying? And then
Ex-
obviously, so no, but if it slows down and changes trajectory, like, okay, if it slows, then it's a ship, bro. Like, but why does it look like a comet? Like,
Mhm.
what?
Mhm.
You know? And then people are like, oh, 'cause there's lights that are like usually a comet has a tail in the back, but like it seems like lights are coming out of the front of it. And then I was watching the scientist talk about it. He's like, yeah, because of the carbon, the way it's like defrosting, it's creating like a front layer of light. And we're like, okay, bro, like there's the answer. You
Mhm.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
But like we're so obsessed with like doomsday mothership, and you're like,
Well,
come on.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't like that seems that makes sense why people are focused on that too, or some people are focused on that just because anything that we talk about 2012 doomsday or
Totally.
Y2K, like why were these things big, right? It
But it's like
seems
one
like
guy.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it probably started from one guy for the Y2K thing, but that was fixed way before
True.
like it was gonna happen. But that was like they said it in the news that it was fixed, but then it was just like something that no one who cares. But what's more interesting to just talk about the
Yeah,
end of the
yeah.
world.
So then has our I mean, it's true that this has happened, but um, it was more of a conspiracy. Like the documents say it's true, but then people are like, "Oh, that sounds like a conspiracy." But like the CIA was embedded with media organizations, and like the news we see is just propaganda. If it was real news, they would just be stating the fact.
Hmm.
They'd be like, duh, 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 this, right? Like the scientist who's talking about the three-eye atlas. He was just like, yeah, because of this, it's this, right?
Yeah.
There's no like there's no like excess narrative on there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it's like, okay, so we know that the CIA has been working with the news in the past. So like, are you? I mean, like, no, that's like that was the past, but is it still going on? And it's like seems like it if you guys are like pushing this propaganda, you
Hmm.
know. But they're like, no, that could never happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like why are you so denial? Why are you denying it so hard, bro?
Hmm.
You know?
Right.
Like, yeah. Andrew Bustamante said this. It's like when you want the truth, you have to accept that life's going to be hard because you have to like drill that. If you want an easy life, you're just like, yeah, then you said this, and that's what we're going to follow. You know. But then like that's another example of like taking your choice away,
Sure. Yeah.
right? Because you're just like, we know better.
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like it's more. Again, it's like it feels like this whole good and evil thing's like more coming to the surface. Like
It
as
seems
as you
like
see
that.
like the
Sure.
Nepal thing and like the UK thing, you're like, bro, I didn't even know about the UK thing until I was at my parents' house. My sister like had it on. I was like, what's going on? She's like, oh, they're like protesting in the UK. I'm like, what?
Hmm. Oh, this is I've seen that before too in the UK. It happened, I think, last time Trump was in office.
Oh, okay, interesting. Let's talk about the shutdown. Wait, anything else about um
The movie.
the movie? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was a good movie. That's all I can say.
Yeah, definitely like one of the best ones. Yeah. I did you feel the time? It was like 2 hours 45. I was like,
I didn't
oh
feel the time.
no, same. The pacing was so nice.
Yeah.
The way they did it, like
Hmm.
it was really good. Yeah. Okay, so with the government shutdown, like I heard that this happened in the past before,
Yeah.
but was it also during Trump's time?
I'm not too sure. It's probably happened multiple times. Maybe not for as long, or depending on how short. the whole point is that you have to have so many number of votes to get the bill passed, right? The spending bill or whatever. So if they want to pass something, it's up to them to negotiate.
But it's like okay. So I heard that they're not getting paid while they're working for this,
That's correct for some federal things. Yeah.
but they're still working, right? They're just not getting paid.
Yeah, they're essential. So yes.
Okay. All right. So like why is the system breaking, bro? Like like okay, sure,
Mhm.
it's happened in the past, but like again in this climate
Yeah.
with this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
The-
just like yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The thing is, it's the president's fault, right? Not figuring out a way to solve that.
Right. And you're just like, okay, so how long are you guys gonna shut down for? Like what? How? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah. If you think about it, yeah. If it's 2 weeks, they're gonna get back pay. But if it's 2 weeks, okay. If it's a month, like they got bills to pay, and you've
right.
got, you know what I mean? That's 1 month gone. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, could this be a power play from Trump?
What do you mean a power play from him?
Like, is he like, oh, I actually want to make a bunch of money and I want this bill to get passed. So the only way to do that is play hardball.
Well, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens because it depends on who wins the rhetoric.
That's what I mean, bro. And you're like, bro, what? This guy's pushing
Yeah.
so hard.
I think
It's like,
I think that they should push Trump's own rhetoric from a few years ago, where he said that it's if they can't come to like this is before he was president. Like I think there was some shutdown or something at that time, and he said it's always comes down to the president's fault. That's what he said back in that interview.
so like, like
Push
why
that
are
rhetoric.
people- right. But like, why are people not looking at the past?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what are we doing? Like, I've almost lost all faith in like. I think Canada's doing great though, but like in America, I'm just like, bro, what are you guys doing?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, as an objective person, like you have like the military going in, and like you have this government shutdown, you have like random tariffs, you have like a reality TV star as your president. You're like, what are you?
Did you
bro?
hear see was it last week? Yeah, that's what I want to remember bring up. Was all the military like meeting?
Oh, dude, yeah. And the one guy who's like telling him like we need to be fit, and you're like, bro, like look at
Or
like,
clean
what do you say? Lead
shaven.
by example. Yeah, like oh my.
And then like,
oh,
but did you see what he said like to our enemies? FAFO.
yeah, what was that?
Oh, F around and find out.
Oh my god. Okay, I didn't even know. That's probably why they're all confused. Even I don't know what that was. I was like,
Yeah, he
what?
didn't say
FAFO.
it. Yeah.
Dude, okay, are you a kid? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you saying right now,
Right.
bro?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a she's like shaking. I don't know, like she's like brushing off. She doesn't like the cone that I put on her head, so she can't like bite her. So the like the way you're looking at it, it's like, why are you kids, bro? FAFO, come on, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
Or like even I don't know, like one thing that really woke me up to this is like seeing how many people supported CK, and I'm just like, whoa.
Right.
Like, what are you saying, bro?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
And like now this thing, and like, is it an education thing? You know, they said like most people in America don't have a 6th grade reading level. It's just like, is that?
I mean, yeah, I'd have to look more into it, but like, yeah, it could be. But I don't know if those people are necessarily the ones that are voting. Because it's not like
Or like
100% of the population vote, right?
okay, question. Do you think it's social media bots who are pushing this narrative, or do you think it's like
Which one?
Americans themselves? Like this like whole left-right agenda, like, oh, this like hate stuff.
I wouldn't just say it's bots, but there are probably is a lot of push from other countries that want to cause division or increase the division.
Okay. But like, okay. If it's just division, then how the hell did he win the popular vote?
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's just like external forces trying to like manipulate the system, like how did you win the popular? Unless you're like saying that the external forces worked. But then that's just kind of like, okay, so you were convinced by like social media posts, bro? I'm confused.
Yeah, a lot of people were, but I don't know like the.
That's weird. That's weird. Like what? Like you know what I mean?
No,
Like
no, that's what they're. I think was it some recent percentage, but I didn't double check it. But it's like, people are not watching the news; they're getting all their news on social media. Like most people are
right,
not looking at
exactly.
actual factual stuff, right?
Right. And when I watched, so like on my feed, I have people who are pro CK and against CK,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the highlight reels were completely different.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like he was like saying racist things in like the other reels, and then in the pro CK ones, he was like not saying racist things. And I'm like, it's just how you clip it though, bro.
Yeah.
Like I think the fact that you did it once already kind of shows you like the bottom threshold.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, you have the propensity to say those things
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
Right.
believe those
Yeah.
things. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, whereas people are like, oh, but the one off, and you're like, let's use some critical thinking here. You know?
Right.
And you know what's even crazier? When you say like, let's use some critical thinking, and then those people are like, you're not using critical thinking, and you're like, what are you saying, bro?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, and then you bring it down to education, you know, like, like how much have you studied? And they're like, that studying doesn't matter. You're like, okay,
Well,
then
yeah,
why you go to a
there you go.
doctor then? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's what I mean, bro. It's
True.
like every. Okay, you want to hear something crazy? All right, so I was listening to the UFO, this new one that just dropped, and it was with a whistleblower. Okay, so one of the most common things in America is like you go into the army right after high school because you have nothing. You're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like Tim Kennedy. No shade to you. I'm just saying that that's like what they do. Like as a good way out, they join the military because it gives you education. They pay for your education. They give you like lodging, money, whatever. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you just graduated high school, or maybe you didn't even finish high school, and you join the army because you're like, oh, it's like my next step. So you're already like with a baseline of people who are like not really scholastically inclined.
Right.
Okay. So then you turn them into jarheads, which are just people who are just like, you say yes to everything. They like mind manipulate. Like I listened to the guy who was talking, the guy who killed Osama bin Laden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love his podcast, but he even said he's like, yeah, like in the army they just like they just brainwash you essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going through like these ayahuasca treatments right now to like undo that trauma of like brainwashing. But he's like, they just want you to pull the trigger, say yes. You're not fighting a war for America. You're fighting a war for the person that's beside you. That's why there's a fellowship. You know, I just don't want my fellow soldier to die. You never ask why you're in the war. You just, what's my next mission?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you don't think, you just do. Okay, that's weird. So you have a bunch of people who don't have scholastic inclinations, and then you turn them into jarheads, just like yes men. It's like you haven't like. Are we surprised when they're so pro stupidity, like Trump? You're like, what? You know what I mean? Like everyone in the army is just like super pro Trump. You're like, why? Or like pro CK. You're like, why? You're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, okay. Let me just look at your jarhead nature and your lack of education.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
the math is mathing on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas every like scholastically inclined person, like every PhD person, is like very much like, that's making no sense right now.
Yeah, but again, yeah, that's true. But the other side won the rhetoric in the sense of saying that they can't be trusted, right? Like talking.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, bro. It's like no, you're not thinking about this critically. It's like you said one thing, then you switched it, bro. Like, what are we saying?
Yeah.
And like, oh, that's not real.
Mm-hmm.
I will play you the clip, bro.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a jarhead nature. It's like just say yes. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's the crazy part. So I was listening to the UFO guy, right? He's a whistleblower. Okay. His job, I'm going to tell you the job and get you guess the salary. Okay. His job was to go to Afghanistan and work security detail.
Mm-hmm.
How much did he make?
40.
Oh my God. How did you know?
Yeah, it's American dollars. But yeah, 40 I think makes sense.
Dog, this guy went to a different country
Yeah.
and acted as security. His life was on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And he was getting paid 40. Sorry, it couldn't be me. Like, bro, like, just find another job.
Right.
But then you go back to the fact that, like, they usually go straight out of high school, they become jarheads. It's like, okay, that's why you're saying yes. That's a crappy position. If I was like, hey, Vish, you're going to sleep in a tent in the desert, somebody might try and kill you.
Mm-hmm.
How much are you going to pay me? 40K. Come on. You'd be
Mm-hmm.
like, that's nothing, bro. For that?
Right.
I would expect it to be like at least I asked Tara like how much you think he made? 150K, 40K. She was like, no. It's just like the thing when I asked her like, oh, how many people do you
Yeah,
think are
right.
like sixth grade edgy? Like it's gotta be like 10%, right? No, 60. What are you saying, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe that's the thing. It's like we were sold this idea. Well, I'm going on this crazy rant because I'm like tripping out right now. But like we were sold this idea of like America being the shining hill and the star, but now it's like, are they?
Well, right now, no. I would say no right now.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They were though. They got us to the moon, allegedly.
They're going back. That's what I heard recently with the NASA.
Yeah, but China's gonna go first, allegedly.
Oh yeah, when is their date?
Apparently, I don't know, but what they said is they're going to live stream it.
Who?
China
Oh, okay.
live stream their landing to show their supremacy. But like the real thing is like, allegedly there are bases on the moon, so we'll see. If you go there and you live stream, you're like, what are these architecture things?
Mm-hmm.
That like, why haven't we gone back? Do you know the reason why we haven't gone back to the moon?
Yeah.
Why do you think it is?
Budget.
Okay, technically yes, budget, technically yes, but data was accidentally erased, and they lost all that know-how.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you didn't back up the hard drive? What are we saying right now?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that a little weird?
Sure. I don't
Like,
know.
what happened to the tech? Like, why are we still? All right, two things. Why haven't we gone back to the moon with better technology, and why are we still flying around in airplanes that are essentially the same as the ones from before?
Mm-hmm.
It makes no sense, bro.
True.
You think is that a conspiracy, or is that just the commercial airline industry is a very expensive industry, bro?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But planes have not changed. Like, sure, they've gotten Wi-Fi, okay, but like they're essentially the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? Tell me this. Like, why?
I think we reached that peak of understanding of planes, right?
Oh my God, you think so? You think we're just like, oh, we just hit the plateau. We plateaued out.
It's
on
not.
it.
It's not.
But
It's
then
not
why would
like.
you make a?
I wouldn't
Okay.
say that. No. I think it's. I'm not saying we've reached a plateau. I'm saying it's where they're putting their money to focus on, right?
Oh, like defense budget, because like you have like the B-2 stealth bomber type stuff. And-
No, I mean, like, no. They in the military stuff. I think that they're working on those technologies. I'm talking about in the commercial or public kind of planes. Hasn't changed
Okay.
much, just because it's not something that they would put their money into, since whatever's working
Oh,
right
if it's
now is
not
working.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kinda.
yeah, it makes sense.
What they're doing is more on focusing on just a user experience, right? Why we got touched, like the screens are better, or like these are the things that are only changing. Or Wi-Fi.
True, because maybe, that's actually a good point, because maybe there's a commercial incentive. Like, it's like, why does my plane ride take 14 hours? Well, because there's a likelihood that you'll purchase something on the flight, you'll probably purchase some Wi-Fi. If we keep you, like, stuck in that position, you have more likelihood of spending money.
Yeah, there could be things like that. Who knows? Yeah. Do you want
Like, what
a
if it-
shorter flight? That means, well, they're not going to probably spend much on other things that are with the plane, right? If it's like a less than
yeah.
the whole idea of the SpaceX thing was to get around the world less than an hour.
That's actually, you know what? What if that is the whole issue? It's like, why haven't planes increased? It's like, well, yeah, because we make a lot of money off them. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
it
Like,
could be those things.
we
Yeah,
like flight attendants?
yeah. Hmm.
Like, why would you need a flight attendant if it's like an hour long?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of people could just like, you lose a whole industry of people with their jobs.
Well, I would say that they would. I don't think that they would mind that losing jobs. I don't know if that's what they're thinking
No,
about.
but you're like crippling an industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that, I think that they can save money that way too, right? They can still probably charge the same price of a ticket or more
True.
of a
Okay. Yeah.
ticket
Fair.
and not have to pay for
Well,
workers, right?
they have like an express service. Like
Yeah,
you can use the old school plane or you can use the new school plane. Here's an express service
sure.
fee.
Yeah.
Oh, so I could see that. Yeah, true. I don't know. It's just like there's so many things that are just like seem very backwards here. Seem very old school
I mean, it
in
may
my
seem like that. It may
yeah.
seem like that, but like I think that where we start off with planes and where we're at now is within 100 years, right? Like
Yeah.
if you think 100 years further back than that, they've been stuck in the same way for thousands of years or hundreds of years, right? In that
True, like
technology.
horse and buggy type of
Yeah.
thing.
And that's been going
True.
on for a much, much more longer time. Like, where was the growth in that, right?
True. It's true.
So, like,
Yeah, that's
to
true
where
actually.
we
Yeah.
started off with, right? Just either the Wright brothers, just a paper kind of plane, whatever it was, to where we are at now is a big difference. And what they have
Yeah,
in the
maybe
military is a big difference.
maybe what everyone's saying is a conspiracy is just really just like a complacency.
Hmm.
They're like, no, we just don't want to. Like, why would we be incentivized to change it?
Yeah. I think if it's necessary, that's where we would then focus on a necessary need to do so. But I don't think that,
That's interesting. That's a good point, actually.
yeah.
That's a good point. I was driving the Philippines with my uncle, and they were putting in a new road, and there was like no lights, and then he was like getting upset because there was like all these poles, and he's like, oh, people could get hit, and he's like,
Hmm.
they're waiting for somebody to die before they change it. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, like unless it's necessary, like you said,
Yeah.
nobody's going to fix the problem.
Right.
So it's like maybe that is it. Like we're all like, there's a conspiracy. It's like, no, we're just complacent. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Yeah. Yeah.
that makes sense actually. Yeah, yeah. True, I could see that. Yeah, because why would it have to be some like crazy scheme? It's just like, no, we just have thousands of planes. They're all doing fine. Like, why am I gonna change it?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. But I don't know, like the West seems very slow for progress as compared to like Asia. You
Well,
know,
it
you look
can
at like China.
be,
Yeah.
but just because we have regulations.
No,
We
no,
have,
right,
right. We
exactly.
have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
meet so many regulations in order to. That's safety in general, right? So, where the
Yeah.
other places where yeah you can jump ahead very quickly, but we don't know what problems you can have in between, right?
True. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So like
fair.
yeah, sure you want to make a fast train, right, rail system, but it's going to go through these houses. Well, we have to demolish those houses. We can't really do that here because there's regulations. There's property rights. These are a lot of these things are there, right? Where there
Right.
the government owns the stuff, so they can move them out very easily and
Yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
build right
That's
through.
yeah,
Right.
that's a good point. That's a good point. That's a good point. We'd have like less say. Yeah, but it's like what version do you want? Do you want like totalitarian style or do you want like
Yeah, there's
slow
benefits and pros
style?
and cons to both, right? There's always
Yeah, totally.
when you have a lot of regulations, progress is going to be generally slow because you have to meet so many different things, right? And those
Yeah.
things change too over time. But it's either a risk and reward kind of thing for that. So
Yeah, totally, totally. There's something that Andrew Bustamante said. I'm talking about like governments, right? And I'm like, that's actually so true. He's like, it's not Trump that's the problem. It's the one that comes after him. Because Trump laid a foundation for exploitation. And when you see like Hitler,
I don't think so. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
Billy,
Yeah, because someone did come after Trump,
oh, Biden.
Biden.
Yeah, but now he's pushing the boundaries even further. So like, what Andrew Bustamante is saying is like he's just afraid that the next person could be like,
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, but I'm
really
saying like
worse.
he's going off no evidence there, right? I'm going off an evidence that there was Biden that came after.
True, true. There's back and forth. Yeah, fair, fair. He just argues that we're in the growing pains of like we're in the adolescent phase because like most like China has been there for thousands of years, right? And like America's been here for like less than 300 years.
Sure.
So it's like we're going through an adolescent phase,
Mm-hmm.
which is so crazy because it's like when you think about it, it was just a bunch of British people that came over and then just started to like populate
Well,
everything.
yeah,
Well,
not just the British, but yes, a lot
like
of
the French, yeah,
Europeans.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of Europeans. And you're just like, wow, that's how our world is built. It's so weird to think about.
Well, yeah, it's a new world, right? That's what they call it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's new,
but then the fact that
relatively.
they kicked, but the fact that they kicked out all those indigenous people, you're like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah.
But it makes sense though. Like, of course you do that. You'd like you not see them as human. You just like,
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, that
come
comes from
on.
their ideology and calling, like, especially using words like savages. Like, you're
Yeah,
already
exactly.
demeaning them,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. What was that Jason Momoa show?
Yeah.
Frontier.
Chief. Oh, that one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
Uh,
good one because that was about Canada and Hudson Bay Company, and then
mm-hmm.
showed you like how the friend he was like Métis, so he's like half
Right.
indigenous, half
Yeah.
um, British. But yeah, it's just like that really is what happened, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like we really forget that that was our history.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, like not our history. Like that's the history of like Canada, and then we just came over through
Sure.
like immigration.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird. Okay, I have two last things I want to talk about, but the vet just opened, so we're just gonna quick pause and we're just gonna call them to book an appointment. One
Okay.
second. And we're back. Yeah, it's so funny how it's so funny how like it's so funny how like you don't think about how important health is until it's not healthy. You know what I mean? Like I was just calling the vet and like I was explaining like the anal gland issue and she's like, yeah, it's totally normal as long as she's eating and drinking. But like to me, I'm like I was like, she's kind of like my baby, so like I'm really worried. And then she was like, no, it's fine. Like we, as long as she ate and drank, I'm like, yeah, she did. And she's like, okay, it's common. Don't worry, just bring her in. We'll like pop it and like you're good to go. But like her not sleeping all last night and like keeping me up is like dude, imagine if it was worse. Like if she had like a surgery or something crazy, and
Sure.
you're just
Sure.
like, bro. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
imagine how it feels to have like a kid and they're sick, and you're just like, oh my god, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so all right, that the two things I want to talk about was how crazy is it that I got LinkedIn hacked, bro? Like, who's
Right.
hacking a LinkedIn? That is correct. So like I woke up and then
Mm-hmm.
I got this email that said like successful password switch and login from Montreal. I'm like, oh, this got to be spam, bro. So I click on the email. I'm like, okay, it says like from LinkedIn, no reply. That's weird. So I tried to sign into my LinkedIn and it's like your email doesn't work. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So I tried to like use the forgot password and then they just like at first I was like, how come it's not coming through? Because the first letter is still the same as my current email. And then I counted the letters and I'm like, wait, this isn't my email.
Right.
Bro, who's doing this? And for what purpose?
I
You know what I
could.
mean?
Yeah. 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 Right.
Like I get it if you're just like, this is funny. I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. Like I don't even use it. That's the crazy part. It's
Mm.
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Right.
Like what are you gonna hack? Maybe it's because like on my profile, the companies I've worked for, and then they're like, oh, hopefully we can hack. And actually, I tell work, and I was like, hey, because I am connected, so like they had to like, I mean, I was like, delete me off your thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, is that it? Like, I don't understand like what you're gonna gain from this. You know what I mean? Like, am I
Um.
gonna pay you?
I have no idea. Um. I don't think it's about the paying. Could be just personal information. Who knows?
Oh,
Or
like they're just gonna like identity theft me?
could be. But I like you
No
don't.
way.
Yeah.
Weird though. And like, how is it crazy? How
Did you get
crazy
it
is it?
fixed yet though, or
No, bro. So like, it's so wild. So like, I googled it, and like, you had to like scan your driver's license
okay?
and then take a selfie. So I did those things like, oh, it can take up to 4 days, whatever. And then I was reading like some forums and they're like, yeah, I had all the two factor on, I had all the security settings. I still got hacked. Like somebody swapped my password. And they're just basically saying that like Meta's security system's way better than LinkedIn's one. So like it happens to a lot of people that they got hacked. Actually, my cousin got hacked twice, and Tara's coworker got hacked as well.
Oh,
So I'm just
really?
like,
Oh,
yeah, I'm
okay.
just like, oh, it's like common, I guess. Like people just get hacked, you know? Like they
Mm.
hacked into her thing, and then for Tara's coworker, they like hacked in and posted a bunch of Bitcoin things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like purchase this Bitcoin type of thing. Like I'm kind of worried, like maybe like that's what I'm just worried. Like, are you impersonating me? Or you're just posting a bunch of weirdness? You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I just don't get it. You know,
Mm.
like what was the purpose? You're not getting any money unless you're gonna ransom me for my LinkedIn.
Yeah,
Like, you
I
know what I mean?
wonder
Just
how
like I
they.
don't get it. Like why?
Yeah, they got to get better on their security if this is like a very common thing with
Yeah,
LinkedIn.
so weird. So weird. I get it when like with those AI scams where like, oh, it's your daughter and she's ransomed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Or like Jonah was telling me that people in the Philippines right now, because they just started to get like banking through their phones. So a lot of people are just calling and then they're like, oh, you need to give me your PIN. And I'm like,
Oh
okay.
yeah, yeah,
And they lose all their money.
right. Yeah, yeah.
Right. So like that makes sense to me, but I'm just like, what are you gonna do with the social media account, bro? Like
Mm-hmm.
just give me an irritation. I'm like, ugh, you know?
Yeah, it could be. I mean, the only concern is what kind of personal information is on there, right? That they could use.
Like probably nothing. The date of birth. Like I don't know. Cause I use that as like I don't know, like a advertising. I don't put anything important on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
It's
not
just
sure.
weird.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just weird. Okay. Final thing. I was while at the spa, I finished the UFO book from Leslie Kane, who she wrote the 27. I didn't even know this. I just picked up the book because everyone's like, "Oh, this is like the you got to get this book if you want to learn about UFOs." It's like very coveted, right? And then turns out the author is the one who dropped the 2017 New York Times article about the Tic Tac. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, okay, this is her beat. Like she just covers UFOs and stuff, right?" So like when I was reading it, it's so this book came out in like 2007 or something, 2008, and what she's saying is if you look at Thomas Kuhn's, you know Thomas Kuhn's structure of scientific revolutions
No.
or scientific theories, something like that. So basically, it's like when you enter a new paradigm into science, like something revolutionary, like E equals MC squared, or
Sure.
like oh the Earth revolves around the sun type of thing, right? What she's saying is you actually it goes through phases
Mm-hmm.
where at first you don't know if it's real, and then you start to get some verification, and then
Yeah.
more scientists jump in on it and they study it
Mm-hmm.
and then they verify it and then it becomes normalized through like culture. Like we start, oh, did you know that the sun revolved around the earth? And you're like, oh, that's cool, I didn't know that. Or like they start teaching it in schools
Yeah.
type of thing, right?
Right.
So like after reading that book, it came out in 2008. I'm like, oh, we're in that phase right now. You have like Gary Nolan, um, all these like the theories of everything guy. You have all these like NASA physicists all talking about the physics of UAPs, and they're like, no, this is real. We see it on the radar. This is how theoretically it would work through science. And I think that because everyone's like, oh, when's disclosure going to happen? When's disclosure going to happen? I think disclosure already happened. I think we're actually in the later phase now, which is like normalization. What do you think?
Mm,
Because like we had three, like so basically, do you think we've had disclosure? That's the first question. You've had three UAP hearings in Congress. I'm like, bro, like how much more I got to disclose it?
right. Sure.
You
I'd
know,
say
like remember
I can
you were
agree with that. Yeah.
right. Even you were like, oh, I don't believe it. And then I was like showing you all the evidence in the UAP hearing, and you're like, okay, well, that makes sense. Like the documentation, people seen it, whatever. It's like they're taking it very seriously, right? So it's like, okay, it's been disclosed,
Mm-hmm.
but not in the way like everyone's like, oh, I want the president to come out on TV and be like, aliens are real. It's like, no, just watch the freaking. There's three of them, bro, and
Mm-hmm.
they told you how it works. You know. So like, would you agree that um, it's been disclosed?
Sure.
Okay. Do you think? Would you agree that top scientists are also studying it now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Like Gary Nolan, bro. Like you have Nobel prizes. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you
Yeah.
have like other NASA physicists, and like I'm just all these UAP podcasts are just like from NASA. It's pretty cool for like NASA and like scientists because you're like, oh, dude, I've never even heard of your position, or like I don't even know who you are. Like they don't even have social media. They're just like physicists who've been studying it, and then
Mm-hmm.
the interviewers like somehow have gotten them. Okay, so we've disclosed it. Science is there. What I think now, and I think this is a part of that battle between good and evil, is having the conversation about UAPs, like what we do, and we're just like normalizing the conversation. I think that's the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Because then
Right.
it's like, right? And I think like that's the job of the every person who's interested in it. It's like, oh, how do I support disclosure? It's like just have the conversation about it. Be like, yeah, it's real.
Mm-hmm.
Like or give some evidence to it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then I think that once that's done, I think that's when we're gonna have the revolution. So one thing that I've been hearing a lot of people say, I'm like, oh, this actually makes a lot of sense. We we had science and spirituality merged before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like like Eleusinian mysteries, Shinto religion, like, you know what I mean? Like Ojibways believe in like spirits, like it was a thing. Japanese anime, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it was married, like it was a part of our culture, and
Mm-hmm.
then through like religiosity, like the Enlightenment period, where like the Crusades, they went around burning all the books and stuff. Like, no, science is just science, and there's only one God, right? And then like you can only believe in the one God, and then you believe in science, and science is reductionist.
Mm-hmm.
You agree? Like
Sure.
that's kind of what happened in religion. I mean, in like Western sphere,
Yeah.
because like think about this. Like when we were kids, how many people believed in God? Like quite a few people, probably still, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Still. Yeah.
But when I said how many people believe in God, so one God, monotheism,
Sure.
Abrahamic religion.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
it. Like, what about your Hinduism?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, that's not real. That's like a philosophy, bro. What about Buddhism? That's just a philosophy. Well, Buddhism technically is a philosophy, but you know what I'm saying? It's like we kind of brushed everything else that wasn't Abrahamic as like either philosophy or like superstition.
Yeah. I can
Odin.
I can see that from the Western worldview, right? But that's not in the Eastern worldview, right?
No, no, totally, totally. And they
Yeah.
were very open about UFOs. I saw the Japanese defense minister on an interview with Ross Coulthart, and they were just like, "Yeah, we're totally open about UFOs, and we're just trying to figure this out, and we'd love to work with the Americans to figure this out." I'm like, "Yeah, bro, like it's not stigmatized there. They see it, and they're like, what the hell is this thing?"
Mm-hmm.
But they want to share information. They're not like trying to hide it like we are. But I think the reason why we're hiding it is because of like the reverse engineered tech. They don't want to release zero point energy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's a whole different other discussion. Um, okay, so like with the normalization of it, I think once you've done that, and then we bring back spirituality and science through UAPs, because what it's like is like if you look at the books of Ezekiel and like the Mahabharata, they talk about like the Vimanas, the
Mm-hmm.
spaceships, right? And then we're all looking back. Even I'm looking back at those ancient texts and being like, were these just UFOs, bro?
Right.
And a lot of UFO scholars are like, yeah, they were. That's why they all believe in it. They're
Mm-hmm.
like, no, throughout ancient history, we've been talking about the battle between good and evil, the Vimanas, the special technology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, I think we're going to hit another renaissance of like people going back to spirituality, not religion, spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Like life after death? Are we all conscious beings? Are we all one? Quantum entanglement? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
remote viewings reels, okay, cool, so like what, but this goes back to the thing I was saying about the hiding our divinity, which is like hiding our choice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, don't worry, you don't have any special powers, bro. Manifestation isn't real, don't worry, we have everything figured out. But
Right.
it's like, but if you knew you had all this power inside of you to make a choice,
Mm-hmm.
it's like that's more destructive to the control system,
Sure. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
it's like, right, because you're like, bro, I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
No, but you have to. Why?
Yeah. True.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's the revolution I feel is coming.
Mm.
It's all mixed together, like the UK stuff, the Nepal stuff, the UAPs. Like it's all just like we're being lied to. You're like,
Mm-hmm.
what? Yeah. Even Sean Ryan, he just dropped a trailer, and it's called like "The Propaganda Was Made for You," and it's just about how like we've been like propagandized this entire
Mm-hmm.
time. And I think that's what we're all waking up to. Even like you see the One Piece flag being like,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
bro, because One Piece was telling us the whole time. That
Mm-hmm.
whole anime is about society. It's about like a structure that's keeping everyone down, and the pirates are the ones that want to like unify and free themselves from the
Mm-hmm.
oppression.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're using the flag of One Piece, you know? And it's like in our collective unconscious, we all feel it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
who's willing to have the conversation?
Mm-hmm.
And I think going forward, that's where I'm personally like, maybe that's where you draw the line. Because if you're not willing to have that conversation, it's like, I don't want to be stuck in the mud with you.
True. Right.
What do you think?
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
Do you think you can wake people up?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Or, all right, yes, all right, yes, but do you think it's like they have to have that in them, or they have to have like not had the spark burnt out enough,
That's yeah, that's part of it.
right?
Yeah.
It's like when you realize, okay, you know, it's a trip. Remember we were kids, I brought this up a lot, but like when we were kids, you think about like teachers and like politicians and like I don't know, your parents. You're like, oh, they're old, bro. They know some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think somewhere along the way you're just gonna like wake up into knowing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Right.
now we're like their age and we're like, bro, you guys knew nothing. Like what? You know what I mean? And it's like you're just a human, like I'm a human,
Yeah.
and the world's made up of humans.
Mm-hmm.
So like why would we think we have everything figured out?
True. Yeah.
Right? I
Mm-hmm.
think that's why I gravitate towards like anime. Like I recently got back into anime, I guess like 3 years ago or something. But like as a kid, I was super into anime. But it's like because that was a world that was still undiscovered.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because like everyone's like, oh, you figured it out, just like get that job, 401k. You know what I mean? Like get the house, get the family, and you're just like, oh, that's just a narrative
Yeah.
amongst the midst of other narratives.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
then like anime video games, they're the only ones like Uncharted, bro. Like, oh, there's a random guy who's just going from like country to country excavating like tombs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then like it puts into your mind like, can I do that?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that like our generation, like the millennials, are being like, maybe, maybe it's like, maybe we were meant to wake up with the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah. We The Matrix was our movie. Yeah. For us.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but it's like the whole thing was about it's a lie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I saw this thing recently. Like a lot of Gen Xers are trying to date millennials now, like super young people, because they're saying that the men in their generation didn't get the red pill. It's like they're all kind of like dummied.
Which say that again? Which
So like
generations?
the like I think 2 generations under us maybe or something.
Okay. Okay.
Gen Z, no, not Gen X. I forgot it was like it was like under us, right?
Okay.
Because like they missed the red pill, so they're all just kind of like programmed, you
Okay.
know. Whereas we're asking like deeper questions,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yeah, maybe that the Matrix came out at a pivotal time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
like Matrix came out when we were still like formative in our brains,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and then like everything else was kind of structured around the Matrix. So
Yeah.
like
Right.
maybe we were meant to wake up. Tom
Mm-hmm.
DeLonge said that. He was like, the disclosure period was meant for this generation because they're ready for it. The
Mm-hmm.
60 generation, you had the UFOs already, but like they were thinking about like the Vietnam War and like the hippie era.
Right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
they settled down, right? And they got like families and like, but our generation's the one that like was able to wake up from that generation.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's far out there or like,
Sure. Yeah. No, I don't see an issue with that. I think that's
yeah,
makes
like it
sense.
makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Anyways, um, yeah, with one battle after another, it's like our lives right now. We're all just like we're coming to a head where it's like, yo, that seems kind of wrong, bro.
Yeah. Right.
Like when you watched one battle after another, those are real things in society,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And when you watch it, you're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like with the Christmas thing, the
Mm-hmm.
Secret Society, you're like, that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And like making all those like Mexican people in those like cages, you're like, that's weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, if you think it's weird in the movie, surprise, it's real life, bro. You
Right.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, wild.
True.
Anyways, stay woke, bro. Any final thoughts?
trying to think if there's anything else. No, I don't know. No, I think that's it's an interesting world right now. I don't know what's.
I know, bro. I know.
Every week I've
know.
been saying that. I think so.
Yeah, because it's getting crazier and crazy. All right, prediction. Do you think we're going to see some more dramatic? I mean, we've seen a lot of dramatic things in this 9 months, but do you think we're going to see something crazy dramatic by the end of the year? Like, one thing that Andrew Bustamante said, and I'm like, that's fair. He's like, what he thinks that America needs right now is a reset. Like what you saw in like Portugal, Nepal, Paris, I think. Like they just basically fired all of the Congress people and they replaced all of them.
Mm-hmm. Well, what kind of reset is he saying for America? Same thing?
No, it needs that. Yeah, you need to fire all the Congress people and then like hire a bunch of new people.
Yeah, then you're saying voting though, right? You're talking about the whole voting thing, which will happen.
Yeah, I guess voting, but also like we just need to hard fire everyone first.
We can't just fire Congress people, right?
But like
they were voted
the revolution of like Nepal. Like we need something like that.
You're asking the people to do that.
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's gonna happen.
What if it does by the end of the year? That'd be so crazy. We're in like Canada. Like, do you think Canada's in a good place?
I think so.
I feel like it too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like tripping and they're saying stuff, but I'm like, you know what you're talking about, bro. But like,
no, they're bringing the same rhetoric from down south. I don't.
Yeah,
think
they are, dude. They
it's not at all the same.
Bro.
It's nowhere near the same.
You know what's crazy? The Underground Railroad that went up to Canada, because we were the only sane ones in North America. We're like, guys, what are you doing?
Right,
slavery's
exactly.
Crazy, bro. Like, what he's doing? You know, there's literally stories of the Underground Railroad.
Yeah, that's the true story. Yeah, exactly.
That's a true story, bro. That they hid them and they brought them to Canada.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, that might happen again, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, hopefully nothing too crazy.
Maybe we do have an Underground Railroad for the
Mexicans.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, for real though. Maybe though, like just like that one battle after another, bro.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, all right. Hopefully nothing gets too crazy in the next week, but you never know.
True.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Till next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird times. Yeah. All right. Till next week. Daisy Fish.
Peace.
Bye. All right. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all those fun things, and check out our sponsors: Zenro Clothing Co., Portian Bakery, and Podbean. Take it easy, Fish.
Peace.